Hello, and welcome to the Beer Jerk Beer of the Week Drink Along. I'm Luke, and this week we're drinking Rouge from 8 Wired. You probably drank a beer from 8 Wired a couple of weeks ago when we were drinking the Mavericks. You might know a little bit about their story. Basically, they're definitely one of my favourite breweries in New Zealand. It was kicked off by Soren Eriksson, who's a lovely Danish chap, and they just have a real, well, I suppose they do everything well, really. They do really good stouts, really good IPAs, pale ales, but my favourite beers from 8 Wide are their traditional European-inspired beers. I just think they've got a really good way with the Saison, their Italian Pilsner, and just their barrel programme is pretty spectacular. They're really heavily inspired with that side of things by the beers of Flanders, which is sort of where this beer fits in, the Rouge. So the name obviously is red water, and it is takes inspiration quite directly from Castile Rouge, which is a very famous Belgian beer, which is I was looking it up when it came out. Actually, it's a relatively recent beer. It's from the early 2000s, and it's so Castile beers have been very famous since the mid 1800s. So they made the Castile Rouge, which is made with sour cherries, and it's a take on their Eau Rouge. Sorry, their Castile Brune, I meant to say, with a load of sour cherries added to it, which they did to make it more appealing and more of an approachable beer to people that are newer to beer drinking, to women, undoubtedly. In Belgium, there's a very, very big category of cherry beers. There's a Kriek that you have probably also come across, which is a beer style which is, so you might come across like Leafman's, they're a really famous Kriek, and there's a whole bunch there. And they're traditionally back sweetened. So they're beers that are for people that enjoy sweeter, fruitier beers. Often they're lighter in alcohol. So Castile took this, approach, and they mashed it up with their Brune. So that is I think it's an 8 or an 8.5% beer. But anyway, this is the 8 Wide kind of take on that, and it's cool seeing a few of these little homages that 8 Wide have put out. Last year they did the Duvel inspired beer, which was the that was called, it was something to do with the devil, which was in those sort of like little squat bottles, which was absolutely beautiful. So this is a Belgian double as a base. So you'll know about the Belgian double, the triple, the quadruple, and then the single, which is I don't actually know if there's an official beer. There's Pater's beer, there's Belgian blondes, there's sort of this Belgian single, like an Engel beer, but it's the double, the triple, and the quad that are the most famous styles, and they're not quite as linear as they might sound. There's the when you speak to somebody in Belgium, they basically talk about the double is a double helping of malt, and it's stronger, and then the triple is stronger yet, and the quad is even stronger. So doubles might be sort of 6, 7, 8%. Triple is generally about 9, 10, and a quad's broadly 11, 12%. But the double and the quadruple are similar in that they have darker malts to them and lovely fruity esters, whereas the triple is more like the single, so they're more golden beers. And of course the triple is made generally with candy sugar, but that's not especially relevant to this beer, which is a lovely malty rounded beer. It's got really nice aromatic esters in there. You're getting those sort of you're getting like pear character. You're getting like clove, spicy herbal notes in there. They just go really nicely with these New Zealand sour cherries. It's a lovely change from the world of hops. Of course, hops are the most popular thing in beer, and everyone loves hops, so they're always the hero. So nice to see a really nice malt forward beer and really delicious addition of cherries. Takes me right back to being in Flanders. Another excellent beer from 8 Wired, as always. So I won't say too much about 8 Wired because you probably tuned in a couple of weeks ago, and they are, as I say, one of our favourite breweries, so we regularly do get them in the subscription box. But they've now got their barrel works, which is up in Matakana, which is a really cool spot. They often have food trucks there, and yeah, just a really nice place to visit if you're heading north of Auckland and heading to Matakana. So yeah, really good people, great brewery, and they've done a great job with this week's beer. I should also tell you about Auckland Beer Week. Auckland Beer Week is happening at the end of the month, and there's all manner of interesting stuff happening all over Auckland. So pop into, well, most independent craft beer venues around Auckland are involved, so you'll be able to get one of these flyers, and you can check out on our social media accounts and things. We'll be sharing a bunch of info. We are doing a whole bunch of interesting events here at the Fruit and Flagon. The major one probably is Jabs, the Jerks Auckland Beer Showcase. Joe's been working with brewers all around New Zealand and curating a really fantastic tap list. We've got a great food truck lined up, we're going to have a DJ, so that'll be a really good fun time. We're doing an event with Mount, so that's going to be a delicious dark night, so we should get that listed probably later this week on our website, so you can book tickets for that. We've got a Pacific Coast Pineapple Party on the Friday night, that's on the 4th of August. So we've got the guys from Pacific Coast coming down, we're going to have a DJ, that's going to be a real late night party, beer, cocktails, and we're also putting together the Auckland Beer Mile Olympics. So all the venues on the Auckland Beer Mile are going to have different fun and games events on for the day. I think we're going to have a Super Mario Kart tournament here at the Fruit and Flagon. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this beer as much as I'm enjoying it. It's a beer that's going to go really well with food as well. So it'd be cool to see what sort of pairings you're putting together. So if you're on Facebook, be sure you're part of the NZ Beer Jerks Facebook group and give us your feedback and share some pictures of what food you're pairing it with. I'll see you next week. Good work out wide. Thanks for joining. Cheers.